Today, I will be talking about the launch of a new container terminal at Egypt's Sokhna port and the growing move by shipping lines to return to the Suez Canal route. On January 15, 2026, a new semi-automated container terminal called Red Sea Container Terminals, or RSCT, officially began operations at Sokhna port in Egypt. This is the country's first semi-automated container terminal. Sokhna port is strategically located at the southern end of the Suez Canal, right at the entrance on the Red Sea side. The opening of a new terminal at this location is highly significant. The terminal is operated by a consortium of major global port operators: Hutchison Ports from Hong Kong, CMA, Terminals from France, and COSCO Shipping Ports from China. The consortium has signed a 30-year concession agreement with the Egyptian government. Hutchison Ports alone is said to have invested around $1.8 billion in Egypt, equivalent to several hundred billion yen. In terms of specifications, the new terminal has a water depth of 18 meters, allowing it to accommodate the world's largest container vessels. Even in its first phase, RSCT has an annual handling capacity of 1.7 million TEU, with plans to expand this to 3.5 million TEU in the future. What matters here is not simply the opening of a new port facility. The timing itself is highly suggestive for the global shipping market. From late 2023 onward, repeated attacks on commercial vessels by the Houthi movement in Yemen prompted many container ships to avoid the Suez Canal and divert around the Cape of Good Hope. As a result, longer transit times and elevated freight rates persisted for an extended period. However, both this article and other sources suggest that the tide may now be turning. According to data from Drewry, 26 container ships transited the Suez Canal in the week ending January 11, 2026. This was the highest weekly figure in the past 5 weeks. More specifically, major carriers such as Maersk and CMA CGM have begun returning parts of their regular services to the Suez Canal route. In addition, the new alliance formed by Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd, known as Gemini Cooperation, is also moving to route its India Middle East Mediterranean services via Suez. So why is a new terminal coming online now? And why are shipping lines starting to return to Suez at this moment? To answer that, let's bring in information from additional sources. One major factor is Egypt's national strategy to develop the Suez Canal Economic Zone, or SC Zone, along with large-scale infrastructure investment. As noted in the article, the RSCT terminal is directly integrated with highways and rail networks linking major industrial zones. In fact, Egypt is currently constructing a high-speed electric railway connecting Sokhna on the Red Sea with El Alamein on the Mediterranean coast. This railway effectively functions as a land-based Suez Canal. For shipping lines and cargo owners, this means that in addition to transiting the Suez Canal by sea, there is a potential backup option: unloading cargo at Sokhna and transporting it by rail to the Mediterranean. While the risk posed by the Houthis has not disappeared entirely, this layered infrastructure provides an added sense of security and flexibility, which may be encouraging carriers to return. Another important aspect is the cost and environmental burden of routing vessels around the Cape of Good Hope. Longer voyages lead to higher fuel costs and increased exposure to environmental regulations such as emissions trading schemes. From an economic standpoint, there is strong incentive to manage risk while reverting to the shortest route, namely Suez. Looking ahead, what can we expect? In the short term, the number of vessels using the Suez Canal in ports like Sokhna is likely to increase gradually. If new alliances such as Gemini adopt this route, other alliances may follow. This would shorten transit times between Asia and Europe and effectively increase available capacity, potentially putting downward pressure on freight rates that have remained elevated. At the same time, the situation in the Middle East remains uncertain. With full safety not guaranteed, shipping lines are likely to continue operating a hybrid model, flexibly switching between the Suez route and the Cape route as conditions require. In that context, high-spec, automated hub ports like Sokhna are set to play an increasingly important role as transshipment hubs. Rather than focusing solely on whether the canal is passable, it is worth paying close attention to how this new logistics network, combining ports, railways, and inland infrastructure within Egypt, begins to function. That broader perspective may offer valuable clues for the next phase of global supply chain strategy. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening.